Hey everybody, it's Michelle from Michelle in the Meadow, and I am so excited to have folks joining us tonight. Please be sure, even if you're a repeat visitor to one of our lives, to put in the comments where you are streaming from tonight or where you're watching from tonight, I should say. I am streaming from Florida in Zone 9A, where we have had glorious weather today. Glorious and a little freakishly cool tonight. So we'll see how things grow on in the garden, but I am so excited to see y'all here. I can see your comments. It'll help me if you'll just let me know that you can hear me and see me okay. I am testing out StreamYard, trying to make sure that I have a better result with these live. So that is exciting. Okay, here we go. Hey, Elizabeth from Indiana. Hey, Kay from Michigan. Hey, Kaylee from Jersey. And I know Enjoy Life Australia is from Australia. If you haven't chimed in yet to tell us where you're from, please feel free to do that. Thank you for letting me know you can see me and hear me clearly. That is fantastic. I know some of the other YouTubers have been using StreamYard, so we are trying this out tonight. And I'm glad. I think I've got a system. I'm not yet broadcasting from the garden studio. I wasn't quite prepared for that yet. I don't have electricity out there. So the idea of streaming electrical cords across the yards 100 feet to get out there doesn't appeal to me yet. There's so many things that can go wrong, but one day I will get to broadcast live from the garden studio. Hey, Michael and Kate from Minnesota. Good to see you. Lynn, it says it's cold in Kentucky. Hello from Missouri, habitual hobbies. Fantastic. Yes, it is. It is supposed to be 48 degrees here tonight. It was 61 degrees when I went outside to the garden this morning. It was lovely. I almost wanted a jacket, but I resisted and got busy and resisted from that. So, hey, Meadow Hendricks, San Diego. Fantastic, Meadow Hendricks. That's fantastic. I have been, Tammy from Ocala. Fantastic. Man, we got all kind of people in the house tonight. That's fantastic. We have just, I think it's everywhere. The weather has cooled off a little bit. I have not been publishing as many videos in September as I normally would publish because I have been crazy with work and crazy cleaning things up in the garden. There has been a massive garden cleanup. There's all kind of stuff that I cannot wait to show you. Fingers crossed. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get the camera out there and walk around and do a garden tour and promptly get that up to show you all what all is. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it wrong now. What's growing on here in our Northeast Florida garden. And spoiler alert, not very much, but that, my friends, is about to change as we move into fall gardening. For those of us in Florida, fall gardening is when many of our plants can really, really shine because the cooler temperatures let us grow things that won't bolt as fast. And there are a lot of summer things that can tolerate, and spring things that can really tolerate the cooler temperatures that we have. I do think, though, 46 in October feels a little cool, but we'll see. Mother Nature is throwing all kind of crazy stuff at us this year, and we just have to adapt and adopt, and figure out how to make it all work. Let's see. We got some more things here. We've got Meadow. We said hey to Meadow Hendricks. Kay said she had to get a coat out yesterday to clear the garden. Hey from Tally. Hey, Julie from Tally. Good to see you here. Fantastic. It really was like someone flipped a switch. It really, really was. It really, really was. Look, see if I can do this now. I got little special things here. It is somebody did just flip a switch and we went from summer to fall. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I do enjoy it when it starts cooling off a little bit and it feels better. So up in Jersey, Kaylee says they're only doing brassicas there. I know I don't have, just to be clear, I have no seedlings started. So if I can help you feel better about the state of your garden, I can verbally tell you everything that I have planted for fall in my garden in under 1 second. That list is now complete. It has been nothing. I have set up more garden beds. I've been moving things around. We're changing up how I want to do some parts of the garden. I think you guys are going to dig what's growing on out there. But this week, I am very excited. I am traveling to California, and then I am headed at the end of the week to the Epic Homestead. And I am very excited to share that with you guys. So I will get to go over and meet Kevin at the Epic Homestead, and I will be interviewing him for the channel here. And so I'm really excited about that. I emailed you all and asked for some questions back. Thanks for the questions that you all sent. Now, I incorporated as many of those as I could, and I sent them over so he'd have time to prepare for the questions, and we'll see how the interview goes and see which questions come up and make the flow really, really work. So that is really, really exciting for me. Yeah, let's see. Oh, Lynn said, I thought I got the last of my peppers a couple of weeks ago, and then there was one more. Yeah, I got a pepper finally. I got a pepper finally. So yes, I am trying to get fancy with the tech just a little bit. I've got a plan tonight. If you guys have joined me in the past, I have had internet trouble, and I've done a lot of research since we were last together. I can't get internet from any other company where I live. There is only one provider right here in my neighborhood. And so I have now swapped out my modem twice. I now have a new modem and a new router. I am hardwired into the router tonight. And should anything go wrong with that hardwire connection, I have a backup connection on my phone to go Wi-Fi over my phone if I have to. That would probably look terrible, but I am just looking for every way to make this stream go smooth and lovely. So it is exciting. And Tammy, yes, I am very excited about getting out to meet Kevin. Excuse me. He just seems like such a nice guy on camera, and in talking with his team, they said he's just a great guy. And so I'm really looking forward to this. I had an opportunity to go to California for something else. And so I messaged and said, hey, I'm going to be really close. Could we set something up? And so, the answer is always no if you don't ask. And so they said yes. And so I'm really excited about doing that. Thank you very, very much, Kay. I am excited too. Thank you. Thank you, Tammy. That is fantastic. And if you're still getting peppers, Lynn said that for Kentucky, that is amazing. I agree. I agree. So you guys should also know that Audrey is now a part of future things that I grow. Audrey, for those who follow the channel, Audrey is the loofah trellis and the loofah squash that was over there. Audrey has now passed her prime, and we're prepping that bed for other things. I had to do a count the other day. I officially and currently have 10 raised garden beds that are for annuals and perennials. And so I think I'm ready to get some things planted. It's kind of silly that I have 0 planted, but I did not, knowing that I was going to be traveling for a week, I did not want to start seedlings indoors that needed to be managed and monitored every day and leave that to be someone else's responsibility, i.e. my wife or anybody else that I would need to come and help out. And maybe they needed to be hardened off. I just did not want to create any more stress for myself or any more stress for anyone who I love by doing that. So I'm just waiting until I get back, and it will just be what it is. And I will grow all that I can grow, and we're just going to have fun with it. Because the garden for me, and I hope it's this way for you guys too, the garden for me, the reason that I started gardening, aside from wanting to grow my own food, is it gives me a lot of joy. And if I create all these really hard rules about gardening, And you got it. Yes, yes, we have to pay attention to the temperature and daylight hours and all those things. But if I say, oh my God, I don't have my seeds planted, everything, it's over. It's just not, and the weather's crazy. Like it was 80 a couple of days ago, and tonight it's going to be 48. So I am just rolling with it. And I think that's going to be my mantra for season 23 and 24 is I just got to roll with it. So I hope that you guys are rolling with it too in your gardens. Kaylee wanted to know if I do have questions ready. Yes, I do have questions ready. I've already submitted them, and so I'm excited about that. I may be a little behind on the stream here. Oh, look, here we go. Sorry about that. It's actually, this is really cool. In StreamYard, it lets me slow down the feed. So when you guys are typing and Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all, I just can't imagine that my internet service is going to be happy to hear from me tomorrow. I have done everything that I can possibly do to make this good. So thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for coming back. My goal was to not have to create a brand new stream. Fortunately, with StreamYard, it let me come right back into the stream. And I couldn't figure out how to do that last week with our last month. So here is a funny thing. Well, I don't know what I'll miss. I am having terrible luck with these lives. I have so much good luck everywhere else. And it doesn't just affect me with you guys. I have Zoom calls that it just drops on. Now I'm done. I'm calling them tomorrow. I'm just going to raise all kinds of, hockey sticks. So there we go. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So let me roll back up here. Lynn said, did not bother with the fall garden this year. Too much on my plate right now, and the temps were above normal here until a few days ago. I understand, Lynn. It makes perfect sense. I think that we do have to do this for our joy. Yes, we want joy, we want enjoyment. And so I am excited for that. I'm excited just to continue to make it fun. I enjoy the garden. Like, I was in the garden today from 7 a.m. until 2 p.m. And I forgot to put on my sunscreen because I was only going to be out there for an hour. That might be what some of this is. I normally wear a high quality sunscreen. Some people do ask me about why I talk about sunscreen. I had a couple of messages. Isn't sunscreen bad for you? I use a mineral based sunscreen. I think it's called Bare or Bare Republic, Bare. A friend of mine works, if I've shared this before, thank you. A friend of mine works in the MSDS, which is Material Safety Data Sheet industry. And so they actually review the content of different kinds of sunscreens. And so Bare Republic is a mineral based sunscreen, at least the brand that I have. I also use a baby version. Sometimes that's a mineral based sunscreen. I think it's from the same brand. So one day I'll talk about that more on the channel, but I did forget today, and I can see that I got a little bit of pink, but I loved being out there. The other thing that I've tried to do is, because I'm going to be leaving the garden for a week, is making sure that Mrs. Michelle is all set up so that all that she has to do is manage some watering, and she's going to handle the watering for me, and she doesn't have to be stuck doing a lot of stuff. So a lot of the cleanup, I finished up like a ton of projects. I actually just took the camera out there with me until today because I have my nephew with me and he does not want to be on camera, and I want to respect that. He was such a huge help. So Mister, if you're watching later, thank you very much. You did a great job today. I'm really proud of you, and you should be very proud of yourself for what a great job you did. But so nice to have that help out there. And so Kay says she has so many small green tomatoes and freeze them and feed them to the worms. Yeah, why not? Why not? You can't. And especially if it gets really cold really fast. Last year, I did not pull and actually I didn't pull my tomatoes this year at all. I cut a few of them back, but last year I ended up getting tomatoes. I went and gathered my tomatoes right before our first freeze. And so I ended up with probably 5 or 6 pounds of small tomatoes at all different stages of ripeness. And it was really nice because some of the ones that were green, we added to soups that needed some sour to it. We have a lot of, Kate, you'll appreciate this. We make gunjoor or and I think gunjoor might be a Vietnamese version, but basically a fish soup or a sour soup of some kind. And having those green tomatoes have been really good. We're really good at giving that sour palate to that. So now I'll catch back up here. Yeah, catching back up here. And so, yeah, the bandwidth for me too is just weird. I don't know. And you guys, just so you know, I have like the highest package I can have for uploading and streaming too. just something's not right. So I like it. I like it. Thank you. Thank you, Metal Hendrix. We will survive. We will survive. Like that's my theme song, by the way. Now I'm really impressed the cats have not torn down my screen. I got the screen up and working here too. All right, here we go. Now I'm catching back up to our current notes. Thank you for keeping the party going while I was away. Thank you very much. I love it, Metal Hendrix. You're making my night here laughing, laughing, laughing. So, Starlink, I don't know. I'd have to look at that. I'm going to make a note. I do think the only things left would be some sort of satellite, but I live in a city. Like, I'm in an urban environment. I am not, even though you see that beautiful meadow out there, I am surrounded this way. You guys see the front every once in a while. I am just this neighborhood probably has 150 houses. It's not like I'm out in the country. I should have this. And so hopefully you guys are back here. I thank you for the hockey sticks. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I do love me some Gloria Gaynor too. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, how are those squash doing, habitual hobbies? Let us know in the comments. I appreciate, thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so, so much. Yeah, Go Bear Republic. And I picked mine up at Target, by the way. And so Target does have that. And so that is something that is worth checking out, using a high quality sunscreen. And what got me on that, I know I'm back and forth because I'm reading the comments now. What got me on that is I went in for my skin tech check for the year. When you reach 50, they tell you these other things you probably should have been doing all along. And they had to burn something off of my nose. And I wasn't even gardening very much at that point. I thought, boy, if it's this bad now, what's it going to be like if I keep staying outside? So fantastic. Yes, available at Walmart, Target, Kohl's, and Amazon. So there we go. All right. Okay, I'm glad you like the idea of adding the green tomatoes. And we just used all sides. I literally brought them in and I put them on a sheet pan in the freezer and froze them. And my wife used them all. I think there may be just a couple left now, but literally had extra tomatoes that were sour to throw in for the soup. So that was really good. Yeah, I'm really proud of the kitties. There was, when we first put the screen up, there was this banging on the other side of the screen and the cat's on the table behind this. And I was like, oh boy, hopefully it'll hold up. Hopefully it'll hold up. Sauteed zucchini. Y'all, I saw a recipe yesterday. I need to find it and I need to share it on the community tab. I'm going to see if I can do it justice. But basically, they sliced zucchini and squash and layered it like so on a strip of pastry strip. I'm assuming it might have been like a crescent roll dough or croissant dough, the ones that are flat, and then folded it over and then rolled it up into like a rosette. And the squash was blanched, rolled it up like a rosette, dropped it into a muffin pan, and then finished baking it in the oven. Y'all, that looks so good. I got to try that. I had to try that. So, ooh, sun-dried tomatoes at home. Fun. Now, Lynn, are you using an official dehydrator? Did you dehydrate in the sun with this hot summer we've had? How did you dry out your tomatoes? Because I haven't tried that yet. Enjoy life, Australia. I am sorry that you're having troubles too, but hopefully you're back and everything is better now. Fantastic. Ooh, zucchini, tomato, and cheese casserole. That sounds really good too. Okay, Lynn says she has a basic simple dehydrator and it was on an impulse buy. Yeah, I have one here. I haven't found that I can stand how long it takes to do it yet. So I've not been very good at that. But with as many garden beds as I have set up and as much planting and planting I plan to do, that's an alliteration. I'm going to have to get better at finding different ways to save and preserve the food that I'm growing. I'm very excited. I did see for those of you who know about the tomatillo bed, would you believe that even though the Vego bed, I'm trying to call it by the right name. It's Vego, like Lego. The Vego bed has a tomatillo growing out of it down in the bottom where it's all dug out. It's all still dug out. I haven't gotten my dirt yet, but a tomatillo somehow has found its way down under the soil, and I have now a tomatillo plant. Last year I didn't dig out the bed because there was one tomatillo, but this plant won't keep me from finishing off the bed this time. I'll just transplant it. But I thought that was really, really funny. So I like the idea of a dehydrator, but it takes a long time. It really does. And so you just have to be willing to be patient. I've watched a few of the home, I guess they're like home preservation or home prepping channels that are out there. And the tricky bit about dehydrating, depending on what you're trying to do with it, is it just takes a lot of patience. and patience, and then some more patience. So Elizabeth had 23 pounds of apples this weekend and trying your hand at canning applesauce just to preserve a bit more. Oh, that sounds delicious. That sounds delicious. That sounds delicious. Excalibur was having a good sale. Oh, 50% off sale on Excalibur is a good buy. I've heard a lot of nice things about that. Hey, we got a new family member here. Look at here. Pinky, who is still doing well. And Yoshi, welcome, Yoshi. I remember the video game where I played with Yoshi back in the, well, I was an adult already. I was an adult already, but we had a, I forget, what is it, was it Nintendo? It wasn't, it was before the Switch and all that, just like the old, like NES 64 or something. So that's fantastic. Fantastic. So Lynn, grow vertically, Kaylee says. That's good. Dried habanero. Woo, that sounds great. That sounds great. We have Kung Pao. Actually, I do have a couple more things growing, but nothing that I've planted. The bell peppers are starting to flower that have been under Audrey all summer. The Kung Pao peppers are good. The sweet potatoes are doing well. I did actually start more sweet potatoes. I'm trying to do more succession planting on sweet potatoes instead of planting a whole bunch at once. So we're doing that. The Asian wing beans, y'all. I don't know if it'll show up here. This will be really weird. And I don't yet know how to share my screen. If I try this and I lose everybody, just forgive me. Would y'all forgive me? Of course you would, because y'all are very nice people. Let me see if I could figure this out. I want to show y'all how far I got on the Asian bean trellis. And I'm just going to tell y'all what's going on. You guys will be the first ones because y'all stick with me. You stick with me on the emails. You stick with me here. So I'm going to see if I can show you this real quick, how far I got on the Asian wing bean trellis. So what has happened with that is now if I can remember what I'm trying, I can't type and talk at the same time. I have been trying to make a, let me get all the way to the end here. Do I have a photo? There we go. Let me see if I can share this screen. Cinema layout, present. Let's see if I can do this. Present, share a screen. All right. Share a screen and a window here. All right. Look, I can share. This is good. So these are the Asian wing beans. This is from today. So this is how they are doing. For those who have been wondering if I was ever going to finish this trellis, I have the uprights ready. So here is the big reveal that, well, you can't see it because the top's not finished yet, is I'm actually doing a circle around the top. So I'm doing a full circle trellis, and I've even added irrigation to the middle of this. But what has happened is I kept trying to make a perfect circle, and I failed over and over and over again. When I make the video, I'm going to show y'all all my failures. And so this is a long time coming. And here is the punchline for me. The punchline for me is that the Asian wing beans hate cold weather. And so now that I have the trellis up and ready, finally, they've been trying to grow, but they haven't had a trellis to grow on, haven't had string to grow on. It's going to be 48 degrees, and they absolutely hate that. So it will be, but they grew back after being transplanted out of the ground. And so I originally planted most of these Asian wing beans in 2021. They came back in 22. They came back in 23. I took them out of the ground and transplanted them to a garden bed. So I'm still excited about this. So I'm really very, very excited. Hey, Geeky Gardens, welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't want to be a grown-up. That does not sound like fun. It does not sound like fun. Hey, Lynn, congratulations on your Vago bed. That's fantastic. I did not know that Greenstock was having a sale right now. That's fantastic too. I might be an affiliate, not even know. That's possible. So, Tammy, I really like the wing beans. Oh, look at that beautiful picture of is that a Gulf fritillary on your icon there? I love growing the wing beans. They're fun to look at. They're fun to grow. They're fun to eat. They're great at so many different sizes. So that is fantastic. I can't wait to see what you guys are doing with those. Geeky Gardens, that is no fun. Nobody wants to be a grown-up. There's so much of that. And so thank you guys for not giving up on me. I appreciate that. No, Lynn said she's about at the end of the room for the gardening. I can understand that. Let's see. I'm on the wrong setup. Let's try this. There we go. Should just be seeing me now, right? And not, that was weird. Okay. Fantastic. Oh, I have to go check out that Greenstock sale. I have to go check that out. They have red Greenstalks. That's cool. That is cool. Hey, Enjoy Life Australia. Yeah. Potatoes, that's fantastic. I actually cleaned out the kitchen pantry this week and discovered I chitted some potatoes. So I am going to take and plant those out. Actually, I am going to plant those before I go because that'll be something easy for Mrs. Michelle to water. So I'm going to plant out the potatoes tomorrow. It's not even the time that I should be planting them out, but they're too far gone for me to try to save them for a few more weeks or until it's warmer or whatever. And who knows what the weather's going to do. They're either going to go into the compost. Why not try to get a few potatoes off of them? So we'll see what happens. We'll see what's happening. I have not tried strawberries in the Greenstock yet. I'll have to check that out. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'll be all set up. That's right. That's right. Oh man, Julie, no. We won't. This is a family friendly show. We won't talk about what the feral cats have been conjuring up to the patio this week. Hey, Dixie W, do I have an affiliate code for Greenstock? Let me go see. more time. One more time. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here is the answer to the question. Do I have an affiliate code for a green stalk? And I do not. Apparently, I'm not an affiliate yet. So I do not. So thank you for that. Y'all are the best people on the planet. Y'all are the best people on the planet. And I am so grateful to call you all my friends here. This is just crazy. This is just crazy, y'all. I do not know what is going on. I am really grateful for your patience. I mean, I'm on a completely different computer than I was last time. I mean, and it won't let me. By the way, I tried to connect to my backup plan, and for whatever reason, from StreamYard and my computer won't let me connect to my backup plan. So, how's this? This should be my new screenshot. All right. So, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Oh, good jokes. We got jokes in the house. Thank you for entertaining everyone. Thank you for entertaining Kaylee. That's awesome. Danny, thank you. I appreciate you trying to catch up with us. I don't know what is going on here, but I promise you there will be there will be some repercussions. I'm going to have another conversation. I've had lots of conversations, but this is kind of ridiculous, don't you think? So yes, building IKEA furniture alone can be frustrating. I would like to offer you a couple of tips, if I may. I do, if you've watched the channel, you know I do a lot of this building by myself. This has been really a lifesaver for me. There are two things that I bought that have really helped. And if you're going to be building more of it, you can't run out tonight and get it. One of the things that I bought to help me is I bought a corner, and I got it at Harbor Freight, but it's a corner jig. And so it goes like this. And so you can hold two corner pieces together and screw the knobs, and it will hold the two pieces together. I also use carpenter clamps, which can be long. I don't have one sitting in here, but it can be long and you can clamp it down. And it has been a huge help to me having these clamps and these corner pieces when I'm putting the garden beds together. It's just been really cool. It's just been really, 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 really cool. So, no, I love all the dad jokes. I love this. Here's another one. A thief who stole the calendar got 12 months. That's it. But yeah, you know, it just slowly, but surely, Elizabeth, we'll get there. You will get there. So tell me about your oh, I'm so glad that it's clearer. It just keeps freezing. Okay, so that is really good news. I have a really nice camera set up for this where I can play with all the colors and stuff, and I really try to get that part right because I think it looks better later too. So, Elizabeth, you're welcome for those tips. Excuse me. I do think that fall is a great time for those of you guys who are in really cold places where you can't grow outdoors. Um, I know, I'm sorry, here in Florida, those of us in Florida, we've got a few people. I think Julie's from Tally, and Geeky Gardens is from the East Coast, Northeast coast of Florida as well. I'm up in Northeast Florida. I saw somebody else from Ocala. You know, we're going to just keep on growing. If that's okay with y'all, we're going to keep on growing. So I think I shared with y'all last month, we got the store lunch. Thank you everyone who came to the store and made a purchase. I hope to have some additional merch up for that. And not my new screenshot. Okay, I won't do that. I do have an idea we talked about Christmas gifts last time. I have an idea. I'd love to know what you think about this. I am thinking about, for a video, having someone in my family, giving them some sum of money, $100 or something like that, $150 to go to some local stores. I'd prefer them to use a smaller store like an Ace or something, but Walmart, Target, Ace, and buy garden gifts and buy garden gifts without me with them, and then come back and do a sort of a reaction video, and then let you guys vote on whether they were good choices or not, so that we could create a garden guide for gardener gifts for Christmas. And so if you like that idea, let me know. Let me know. And thank you, Kaylee, for getting a shirt. A number of you that are on this call this stream got a shirt. So I'm really grateful for all of that. I did get, I think I told you guys this. Let me scroll over here. I did get one of the tote bags. So you can see how big the tote bag is here. It'll be nice. One of our what's growing on tote bags. There you go, for reference of size. It's big enough to put my head in. So there's that. That's big enough for that. That's a nice size tote bag there. Organic cotton made in Pakistan. Here we go. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy with how they turned out. And I have a couple of shirts. I should have worn one of those tonight, but I wore my favorite fall shirt. Oh my gourd, y'all. So I do love me a good tote bag. I have so many tote bags that I need tote boxes to hold all my tote bags. It's totally ridiculous. Ooh. How's that for a dad joke? We really have been trying to do better. Do better about bringing our own bags to the store and things like that. So we do try. So, I mean, we've got totes on totes on. I've got totes of totes stacked on totes with totes. But we years and years ago, we used to sell waterproof backpacks. And so all the inventory that was left when that business closed stayed with us because I just couldn't bear to part with them. Because I mean, who knows when you're going to need a waterproof backpack. So wash the tote bags in cold water and air dry. Organic cotton shrinks like crazy in the dryer. Fantastic. Thank you for that tip. I forgot I can share the screen. Thank you for that tip. So tell me, y'all, what are you growing in fall? What are your fall garden plans? I would like to know. I would like to know what your fall garden plans are. While y'all are putting those in the comments, I'll tell you what I think I'm growing. I'm planting potatoes. I've already told you that because I found them chitted in the cabinet. I am going to do bok choy and onions, I think in one of the patio garden beds together. The one green stalk is going to get planted out with a bunch of cilantro because we love cilantro around here. And so I'm going to try to just catch up on some of the cilantro, though I know it's going to bolt. Maybe I can at least keep it going throughout the winter or get some level of succession planting on the cilantro. I'm going to start cucumbers. I am going to transplant tomatoes, and then we're going to start on some brassicas. And I do want some cabbage. And I have the Asian garden bed planned. So that will have Thai eggplant, ginger, galangal, basil. I already have mint growing out there. I know there's a bunch of other things too. I'm going to start some Napa cabbage. I'm really thinking about the things that we want to eat and grow. And a lot of times you try to think about, and I know y'all know this already because y'all are all gardening. You know, the other side of it is what kind of things can I grow that are a lot more expensive in the stores? And y'all, groceries are. I had a rude awakening. We order kind of the same things all the time, and we'll use an app and order and go pick up our groceries. But I've been walking through the stores lately, seeing the prices on stuff, and I hadn't done that in a while, and I was kind of blown away at the prices of some of the things that used to feel really, what I would call bargainish food. Like cans of tuna used to kind of be a throwback bargainish food. I think the tuna was $2.25 for the small can, and nothing fancy, just tuna. So right in there. because it said it was on sale and I leaned down. The sale price was $1.99 or something. So it's crazy. Let's see what you kids put over here. Lynn's not growing anything for the fall. That's fantastic. Don't have to. No problem. But I'm glad you're here. Radishes, peas, and garlic. Oh, yeah. Oh, I should thank you for saying radishes. I totally should put some daikon radishes in the ground. Brassicas, carrots, and beets. That sounds good. And garlic. I need to get some garlic too. I just saw I think Epic Gardening got their garlic in. I do have affiliate codes for Epic Gardening. I think that you can just go to michelleinthemeadow.com/epic, michelleinthemeadow.com/epic, and you can get you have garlic in. I need to order some garlic. Keeping the weed trees from, that's funny, keeping the weed trees from getting a grip. I like that. Yeah, definitely grow. This is good. Grow the expensive stuff and the stuff that doesn't look great at the supermarket. I will tell you, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't. We have a hard time getting cucumbers. We have a really, really hard time getting cucumbers from the grocery store that last more than a couple of days. So, fresh shell peas. Yeah, it's very hard to get fresh unless we have a local what do you call it? A local vegetable company that will bring boxes of fresh veg. We find it harder to deal with in some ways because even though they have a nice variety, sometimes you end up with a whole box of stuff that you don't know what to do with. And then that's what's growing because it's seasonal, because we're getting seasonal stuff. And so week after week after week, it's squash and squash and squash and more squash. And so we opted to stop doing that. But they used to do peas though, and I would get the peas and I've got to get better at recipes for the peas and cooking them. I guess, I don't have the jar of lard on the counter like grandma used to have. So they don't taste quite the same when I steam them up. For yeah, back in the day, right? Tuna and spam and it was the cheap way to eat. Not anymore. Nothing is cheap anymore. Oh yeah, that's true. So thank you. Enjoy Life Australia. It's spring there. And okay. So you're going to be moving next month and then you can start your growing again. Fantastic. Well, always keep up to date with what's happening there on the other side. It's interesting to have folks that are from different areas. So cool. Congratulations on everybody's crops that you're going to be working on. I probably should have written some of those down so that I can remember what I'm doing. It's all in my head. It's all in my head. Yeah, having a freezer does help with having those things. It does, but you have to when you commit to having a garden and you commit to growing food, once you run out of people that you can give the food to, you do have to find a way to save it. And freezing is probably my number one way to save things because I find that's just the easiest. I don't mind. I haven't learned to can yet, so I'm not really doing any canning. Everybody says it's really easy, but I'm scared. I'm scared. I even have a canner. I have a canner. I have jars. I'm scared. I've done a little bit of vacuum seal, very poorly, but mostly on dry goods. And I've done a terrible job at it because I went in to open the dry goods and they were not sealed. They were popped open. So that was funny, but it does. But when you get these large quantities in, figuring out great ways to use them, finding other recipes and stuff. We like using zucchini, for instance, using it up in lasagna. It makes a great injection in lasagna. We actually kind of use it for a pasta-free version of lasagna. If you guys have ever tried that, I don't really care so much for spiralizing them. But I did pick up from Amazon. Actually, I should probably show y'all this one if I can find it. I did pick up from Amazon it's not perfect, but to me, it's easier to use than the spiral slicer. Let me see if I can find what it's called here. I probably won't be able to, but I could try. I'll also have to be able to type correctly. It was called a rotary cheese grater. A rotary cheese grater. And I'll put my affiliate link to Amazon in the just for fun in case y'all want to take a look at it. I'll drop this over here. But I have been pretty happy with it. I wish that it had a little bit of a thicker open image in a new tab. Well, now I can show it this way. I think I wish it had a little bit of a thicker blade, one that could make them a little bit thicker, but it's not bad. And I've been using it a lot. One of the things that I like to do, let's see, y'all should be able to see that now. I like being able to shred like this. It shreds really, really nicely. And I make waffle sweet potatoes with it. So waffle sweet potatoes there. And this is the way I really get the thicker slices for the zucchini and squash, is using the waffle blade. And the shredder blades do pretty good on onions too. So I tend to, when I chop an onion, I often use most of it in whatever it is that I am doing. But I like that. A pasta fajoule. Ooh, yummy, 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 yummy. Rotary cheese graters. Okay, cool. Fantastic. I think the other part of being a gardener too is you learn how to incorporate different ingredients together that you might not otherwise try. Road to Gardenberry, if you're out there watching, thank you for your tip on making bone broth this weekend. We had a rotisserie chicken. And so we boiled chicken for the royal we, not me, boiled chickens to feed, boiled chicken breasts to feed the cats. And so we saved that chicken broth. And so I took the broth from that, another jar of broth, and took the rotisserie chicken and threw it in a pot, and then added in onions, carrots, and celery, and boiled that down for a couple hours. And then once it was all separated, strained that out and threw some leftover pasta that was in the fridge. Had some bow tie pasta in the fridge that had some kale in it, and then threw some extra kale. Oh my gosh, that was some delicious soup, y'all. That was some delicious soup. And so I really enjoyed that. Let me have another sip of water here. And the food processors work great. I like food processors. I just hate to do one piece, it's a whole lot to take out to chop up one zucchini. So this has been nice. It sits on the counter. I can reach over and grab it, slice some things up. I also use sweet potatoes in a lot of stuff. We throw sweet potatoes in soups. I like to put sweet potatoes in omelets and things like that. So I like to make you hungry. Then you have to think. Yeah. Please, everyone, remember, if it starts to grow in your pantry, it will also grow. Oh, let me share this. This is good. This is great. That's right. If it starts to grow in your pantry, it will also grow in your garden. That is 100%. That's beautiful, right? If it will grow in the dark without any dirt or moisture, go put it in the garden. I do that. That's where the chitting potatoes are coming from this time. I'm going to try. Last time I let them ruin. I'm just not going to, I just kept waiting for the right time and they ruined. And so I'm not doing that this time. Yeah. Sorry about mentioning rotisserie chicken. It is kind of late to run out, isn't it? Sorry about that. Yeah. Oh, now cook the bones for a few days and you make your own bone meal. So you cook the bones. Do you bake them? How do you actually, Geeky Gardens? I saw your video about that, to take the bones out and then you bake them until they're dry. Or I wonder, could you dehydrate them? Could you put them in the dehydrator, or would it take way too long in the dehydrator? Or is it better just to do it in the oven? And better to do that in the winter for sure. I should have been saving those up. I remember that was your video. I should have been saving those up. And then I like to do things like clean the oven in the winter, because then I don't heat the house up during the summer. So I clean the oven and do that stuff. Thank you, Geeky Gardens, for that reminder. Thank you for that reminder. Fantastic. Well, we are at the top of the hour. It has been a really long day for me. I started at 6 a.m. getting ready to get out in the garden. And so, and I get up at 3 a.m. Tomorrow for another exciting day and start getting ready to pet. So, to dry them really good. So Geeky Garden says he puts them into the roaster for a couple of days and then into the oven to dry them really good. Okay. Thank you very, very, very much. So, there is no better time than right now when I'm thinking about it, that whether it's chores or gardening or eating or things, it works for a lot of things. That's absolutely right. It's so easy to just go, I'll do this later. I am a professional procrastinator. Procrastinator starts with a pro at the beginning. And you are 100% right on that, Elizabeth. Thank you very, very much for sharing those thoughts, because especially if it's something that you can just go and do. And so in the morning, the potatoes are on the counter. I'm just going to go plant them. I kept waiting last time, and then I took them outside to do it, and then I forgot, and they filled up with water and they rotted. And so I got no potatoes and nothing for the effort of all the effort I put in waiting. I got zero back out of it. So I love that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that reminder. But if you guys have any last comments tonight, I'm enjoying this, but I'm going to have to wrap it up for me for tonight. So thank you for your grace and graciousness with the problem on the stream. My fingers are crossed that I can work with the big corporate company in the sky and see if we can figure out what is going on here. So I'm really grateful that you guys have been so patient and hanging out. So, oh yes. Thank you very much. Let me see if I can, no, I don't want to, I want to star your comment. There we go. Let's see. I put a star on the comment. I don't know if that pins it in the chat for you guys, but here is a Geeky Gardens bone meal video. If you guys have channels, make sure you put your channels in here as well. I know we have Geeky Gardens tonight, and we have Enjoy Life Australia. Both of those folks have their own channels on YouTube as well. And Enjoy Life Australia shares with us these beautiful, sweet cows from time to time. We get to wish them happy birthday and stuff. So be sure. Okay. Thank you for that. I can come back and try to pin it. I can't quite figure it out from here, but that's okay. But just look for Geeky Gardens channel and Google bone meal video if you want to learn more about that as well. It has been fantastic tonight. Thank you all for hanging in there. Thank you for sticking to it. I know the technology has been lovely. I appreciate that you guys have such sweetness to stick around. Until any spooky movies, not for me. I am a fan of some of the zombie movies, but not zombie TV shows. Other than that, I'm not a spooky movie person. So, I have enough spookiness in the garden. So I wish you guys a great night. I hope that you all have a fantastic, I'm going to post the garden tour. The plan is this week. And then I'm going to be focused on getting the video ready from visiting with Kevin. If you think of any more questions, be sure to drop me an email. I've already, if you're on the list. If you're not on the list, you can go to michelleinthemeadow.com/win. And yeah, if you're not on the list, we're getting closer to giving away this garden bed here. And so if you are not on the list already, you should do that. You should do that, because there is a garden bed giveaway if you don't know already. And you can just go to michelleinthemeadow.com/win or Michelle in the Meadow, and you can find it there. We are at, I think, just under 4,500 subscribers. So we need a few more subscribers, for just about 500 more subscribers to before we give this away. So be sure to check that out. And you guys have a great night, and we will see you on YouTube. Thanks, everybody. Wait, that's right. What do we got to end it with? Drink plenty of water, wear a high quality sunscreen, and as always, have a fantastic day. Thanks, everybody. Good night.